getting through. Right, let's start again. Congratulations, everybody, for getting through an exciting, challenging month. You know, when I was working in another company, I was lucky enough to work with some very, very big leaders. And they always used to say, it's easy to have a winning attitude when you're winning. But to have a winning attitude when things feel a little bit stale or unsure or uncertain, I can tell you something, everyone in this team has kept their excitement up. I've never seen so much excitement, even through bad times. You guys are absolutely on fire. So you should all be really, really proud of you, all of yourselves, the way you've been doing things. I actually asked John to come in and have a talk with you guys tonight as well, because there are a few questions, a few things that us as leaders need to know. And if you haven't met John today, I'm just going to introduce John so John can come on and say hello. You know, he's from Canada. Where are you living now, John? You're down in the Caribbean, right?
Roatan, Honduras.
Right, exactly, Honduras. So John has a huge knowledge in multi-level marketing. We're talking 25, 30 years plus, you know, and he came into AI marketing 11 months ago, and he's got a group size of around 20,000 downlines. And he's got a robot. You know, I know he's got quite a few accounts, but I'm pretty sure one of his accounts is turning in around $700 every single day. So, you know, when you've got that sort of income, you don't really have to worry about, well, can I afford to feed myself next week? You know, so anyway, I'm not going to take any more time of John. I'd like to, I did actually ask everybody if they had any questions. So towards the end, once you've had a talk, John, we've got 5 questions, but you'll probably answer them when you're talking anyway. Okay, so I'm going to tick these questions if I hear you answer them.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Hi, everybody. I'm John. Captain John. The reason it says Stone Age on there, that's my handle throughout the world. It's the name of my sailboat. I've lived on a sailboat for 25 years, and it's my life. It's my love. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. And, you know, my career previous of AI marketing, being marine engineer, sort of gravitated me into that lifestyle. Of course, I've wanted to do that since I was about 6. So, excuse me. Yeah, I have to commend everybody on here. Jason has been an awesome leader for this team and keeping everything positive through the interesting times of the last little bit. And, you know, you guys have been one of the most positive groups that have been out there. Everybody's got a little bit of stuff that they need to vent and such. And you know, on the Telegram channel, I pretty much let people say what they want, but it's a matter of how they say it, not exactly what they say. And so there, you know, there's always some people that come up with doubts and things of that nature in these past little bits of time. You know, we had the Rockmonstador, or whatever they're called in Russia, freezing the accounts. AI marketing, first thing they did was figure out a fix for it, implemented the fix, and at this point in time, that fix has resulted in the reclamation of most, I think, of the cashback that is still frozen in Russia. They're at loggerheads. AI marketing is protecting us through this, because what Russia wants them to do is open a server there and give the Russian government everybody's personal information. And AI marketing said, nope, that'll never happen. So until you guys change your mind, we're at loggerheads, and their lawyers are working on it. It's a fight with them, but the implementation of the remedy they put in, I know, as Jason was saying, I have several accounts, one personal and several others that I manage. Some of those accounts have recovered everything. My personal account is recovered about half, but you know, there was a substantial amount of money in there. The fix has been working, is working, and will continue to work. And that's one thing that we can look at with AI marketing, is that challenge happened and they worked around it and made it right for the members. And then this latest one, when they updated the website to accept credit cards, there was a problem in the code, and that messed up with the payment system, of which handles most of everything except for internal top-ups. So we were asked back on the 6th of November to not recruit invite new members. I don't like the word recruit. We're not in the military. Not to invite new members for sign up just yet, not to do any top-ups from outside just yet, and not to make any withdrawal requests. And the reason for that was because they wanted to allocate the computer resources, or some of the computer resources that handles that, into solving the problem, which they did. And unfortunately, as far as yesterday's meeting is concerned with corporate, the outcome was that not everybody did that. Now, I'm not saying anybody in here did that, or anybody on the whole Stone Age Bounty team did that, but I know there were some. Making withdrawals is what I'm talking to. Some people don't look at the updates. You guys all do. I know you guys are on top of everything, and I admire you for that. Having a group as large as I do to look out for on a whole, it's a little more complicated to get all the information out to everybody. But that's all been solved. What they're going to do next is they're going to turn off the withdrawal thing, because they've recovered all that information is now safe. Well, their testing is done, it's working, so now they can cut the withdrawals off without losing all the withdrawals that are pending right now. Then they're going to pay those pending withdrawals back to the accounts they originated from. So if you had one, I'm not saying you do, expect it to be showing up either in your cashback or your PRTN, depending on where you withdrew it from. And once all those accounts are updated again and everything's all back to zero on the payments, the green button will be pressed and we are back to 100% normal, being able to withdraw as we see fit. And that could be, as they stated, anywhere from 2 to 3 days to 2 weeks. They don't know the last time this happened when they were reorganizing the accounts. They can do about 3 a second. So, you incorporate that to 3.5 million accounts that they have to do the accounting for. So count on it to take 10 days at least, maybe 12, because it's a time thing. The computer can only do things so fast, and do the math for 3 accounts per second over 3.5 million accounts, 4 million accounts. So now out of those, probably half, I would say, have a withdrawal. So 2 to 2.25 million that they have to do. So expect 10 days to 12 days for everything, the green button to be pushed, and we all back to everything being normal. And we can kick butt with this thing, because it's the best thing that I've ever seen on the internet and in the real world. In all the years that I've been doing this, I started off in Shackley. Actually, when I was 16, I shouldn't have done that, because it's supposed to be 18. I started off with that because my parents they were doing absolutely awesome. I did okay with it, but those were the girls and partying years and those kinds of things. So later on in life, I got involved with the Amway Corporation. And you want to talk about strife. The Amway Corporation went through a huge battle in the early 70s. They were right after Shackley with the multi-level marketing thing. Shackley was the originator of it. And then Amway saw, Rich and Jay Van Andel, they saw a good thing that, well, why don't we try to mimic that, but see what we can do to customize it for us. So they did. And all of a sudden both the companies started to gain traction. Some more came up. And Amway, because they were, I think, growing the fastest, got hit by the government saying, you guys are a Ponzi scheme and pyramid scheme, and we're gonna shut you down. And the early 70s, they were in court for a very long time. It was almost a year's battle, if I'm not mistaken. And Amway proved that they weren't. And that paved the way for multi-level marketing as we know it today in the the manner as it's done properly, i.e. there's a product that you get value for, and it shouldn't cost you much of anything to become a distributor of that product. Now, in AI marketing's case, that product is advertising, right? We don't invest in anything. We never have, we never will. We buy advertising. It's a business expense. You write it off in your taxes, same as you would be writing off advertising for any other business on your local radio station, TV, internet channels, wherever you're paying for advertising. It's the same kind of thing. So there's the product that AI marketing offers that gives us the value. And we use that value to hopefully increase the value of what we've done, which is the goal of all advertising, right? You know, and I've never seen it done as efficiently and effectively as AI marketing. You know, after the Amway and Shackley stint that I did, went into when the internet started to get big and whatnot, I found a company called ClickBank back in the 80s or 90s, I mean, and I've almost had a ClickBank account since they were open. Great system, selling other people's products, earning great commissions for it. The only thing was you were responsible for everything to sell those products. You did the research, development, the list buying and the advertising, all of it. And that's what the AI marketing robot does for us. And it's absolutely incredible. There, as far as the hiccups that we're having, because it's all but over. It's just a matter of time and processing now. AI marketing has proved itself yet again, right? Yet again, that they're a legitimate company, that they have our backs, right? They don't want anything to go wrong with anything that they're doing. Because face it, this is a cash cow for them too, right? We're making very, very good money, and some of us are starting to make very good money, and see the potential of the good money that is going to be coming in for us as we build our teams, as the robot gets more and more advertising budget to work with, more ads, the more sales, the more money. So, you know, the matter of timing to get it back on track, 8, 10 days, maybe 12. Let's give them that. Build your potential team up. The people that are interested in it now and want to get involved now are chomping at the bit. Get them lined up so when the button's pushed, it's bam, 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 bam. Bring them on in. Bring them on in, because I mean, we're going to see growth like this. It's going to be like it's a hockey stick thing that's going to happen because of the positiveness that has been given by you guys, by my group in other places, and what the company has done. All right, because they have made it right. You know, they could have just gone, and I can't tell you that I wasn't concerned. I can't say. You know, the leaders meeting, we can say a few things like that, and you know, shaking my head is, oh geez, here we go again. But you know, knowing Eugene and who he is and what he stands for, Julie, and all of the people over at AI Marketing. I haven't met any of them yet. That'll happen in January. But the integrity that these people do, I mean, I've never had any issues with support. I know it takes time. I know they get 3.5 million or a third of a million support requests a day. 154 an hour, Eugene was saying on the meeting. 154 support requests an hour, and that's got to stop. Tell your team that too. There's nothing to be concerned about, nothing to be worried about, unless it's an absolute importance. Then support is necessary. Otherwise, you know, it's the upline. Come to me. Go to Jason. You know, anybody that's under you should go to you. And then if you don't know the answer, Jason, then Jason will come to me to find the answer. And I'll go to Julie. And Julie will go to her upline and right to the company. The nice thing is my upline, Julie, has direct ties with the company, as well as because of her association with our French connection, a sister leg from us. But in a lot of cooperation, that's where the AI gestion software comes into play. Not something we need to talk about right here, right now, but know that this is the beginning of the end as far as the system working is properly. I'm looking forward to when they shut the withdrawals off, because they can now. And then once that happens, all those withdrawals will go back to where they're supposed to. Then we're good, set, and ready to go again. So, you know, I don't know if anybody saw it on the WhatsApp chat, but it was okay to share my screen for a second. I'll just bring up my back office just to give everybody a boost.
You can share your screen now.
Okay, thanks. Let's see, it'll probably make me log in again, but you know, this is something honestly blows my mind from where I started, where I was at, the place I was in. I was okay, but you know, getting a little concerned. I'm being a marine engineer. My business actually is I build and teach how to run recreational marinas for sailboats, powerboats, and whatnot. And through this whole global epidemic, obviously there hasn't been any. And you know, my last one ended just before the stuff started, so I was a little concerned. You know, and thank God this came across my desk when it did. So I put 126 bucks, the last Bitcoin I had. No, we want motorcycles here. Read, John. It was the last Bitcoin that I had. I trusted my friend in the Netherlands. He showed me what it was doing for him and for upline of him, and it was awesome. So I decided to try it with 126 bucks. Just move that over here. Bear with me, folks.
It's always the same. When I'm on Zoom, it takes me a while to log in. So,
what was that, Jason?
I was just saying, when I'm trying to log in, if I'm on Zoom at the same time, it's always slower. So I always say, allow me 3 hours to log in and don't fall asleep.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So here we are, is my back office. You know, the numbers here, my cash back now is $2,831. I already topped up almost $400 today out of this. I whenever on my daily top ups, I take out 25% so that I can withdraw when the button is pushed. The protect pending, for those of you that know about the previous one in August, July, I mean, this is the result of it. As you can see, the cash back pending that I have sitting here now, there's 8,000 of that back in my protect pending. I've already taken out 1,500 of it. So it's working the way it is at the end of the month, given the withdrawal being available. Should be by then. I'll claim it, add it to my cash back that I'll have up here to withdraw, and then I'll withdraw that amount, because there won't be any restrictions. That's something else that Eugene put on the meeting, is there's no restrictions on withdrawals when they're ready. And it's not like they didn't have the money. They just didn't know where to put it because the payment system was all wonky, because I don't know, a comma or a semicolon out of place, whatever it was in the code, but they fixed that. My ads balance ready to go in, $4,707. I have a goal for the end of the month to have a $45,000 advertising budget. I'm going to have to bump that up to 50.
It's getting there.
As this is sitting right here with the rest of the top ups I'll be doing for the rest of the month, it's already at 45,000. So, and then when that button's pressed, there's going to be a huge push on, because there's lineups of people that are ready to get started on this. Yeah, you see my average daily right now is about 720 bucks a day. I was down 600 here a few days ago, but you know, 840 The day before that, I think, was in the 900s. So, you know, look forward to cash back in these amounts. You know, the one thing I can say about AI marketing, all the things I can say about AI marketing is these are very, very key statistics here. The views, the visitors, the sales. Views is how many eyeballs actually saw your advertisement. Okay, the visitors is the number of people that actually clicked on that advertisement, and the sales is the ratio of how many people bought that actually went and looked. Now, the ratio here to here is about 15, 16%. Let me just double check on that. Come on, there it is. 2374 divided by 97,377. 20.1% of the number of visitors that came to the website looked, and that 21% of them bought. ClickBank, you're lucky to get 5. So this robot really knows what it's doing. Not only is this about 45% of this, the number of click-throughs, right? 45% of the number of people that saw your ad. You send an advertisement out for ClickBank of 10,000 people, you're lucky if 500 read it. And then out of that 500, you're lucky if 10 or 20 buy it. with what AI marketing is doing for us with this robot, it's second to none. Second to none. And I notice now even ClickBank is starting to come into the robot end of it. There are things that will allow a ClickBank robot as well, but they're a heck of a lot more expensive than getting involved in AI marketing, I assure you. So gives you an idea. The cash back here, the 744, that's not all my money. Those are the commissions that I earned, probably because I spent, what did I spend that day? That was yesterday. Go over to my spreadsheet that I keep. I spent $384 in advertising yesterday. I earned $744 in commission. That's pretty good, I think.
Where do you see that number about how much you spent? Can you?
Oh, that's a spreadsheet that I do. AI Gestion will do it for you as well, but I keep my own records as well as AI Gestion just to make sure that I'm right and they're right. And, you know, you get double. So I just programmed a spreadsheet that gives me my. I just copy the views, visitors, sales, amount, cash back in. I type in every day the amount spent. That subtracts from the day before, or subtracts the day before from it, which gives me the amount spent daily.
All right.
And then I take that and subtract it from my cash back, and then that shows me amount of profit and the percentage of profit every day. You probably can't see the spreadsheet on my screen here, but over the past month so far, since the 1st of November, my lowest percent of profit to date has been 49.28%. My highest is at 113.6% on a daily basis. And you can see the amount. It'll be less a little bit. You'll probably be able to see this now, I hope. It'll be less a little bit than this, because this was down to 2,600 and something this morning when I did my top up. So it's you have to look at the cash back as opposed to the amount spent and find out what your profits are. As I've shown you, I mean, not all of my accounts are that. I've had negative days in some of the other accounts as well. I've spent $3 to put the advertising out, but I've only earned 95 cents in commissions. All right, giving me a negative profit. But the average over the whole month is in the positives. And last month, my average profit for over all my accounts was about 50%, 49 to 50%. And it seems that the more advertising budget you have, the higher possibilities there are for 0 negative days. You know, I've had one account just as a test account. The robot actually went off for 40 days while it accrued the amount that I needed to make the first top up, because that account used a certificate to get started with. And yes, these interruptions had something to do with that. So out of the 60 some odd days, you have to take out the amount of days the system was turned off. So it's really a lot less than that when you look at it. So at any rate, that's the whole gambit on my back office. You know, and again, all I have to say to you guys is just keep plugging it, keeping it being as positive as you are. You know, Jason's a great example, and keep following what he's teaching, because those are the results that you'll get. All right. Be positive. Know this is just going to explode. And wow. You know, God bless you all for doing and keeping and loving everybody and helping the people that we're going to be helping with this business, because that is our duty as human beings, is to help people get where they want to go in life. The more people that we help along the way, the better off we are. And to those who give more, get more to give. And with that, Jason, back to you.
Yeah, well,
any of the questions that you want to go through? And
yeah, absolutely. You did actually answer quite a few of them. That was absolutely awesome, wasn't it? And you know, the main thing is just to keep you know, understand what you're doing, what you've been learning, you've been setting goals, and you've been spreading a positive virus in the world. And what I actually see, what this particular team has done in the last 2.5 months, is actually built a beautiful foundation to build something awesome with in the next fiscal year. You know, a lot of you can become completely, actually, I think every single person on this Zoom can become financially free, financially independent within the next 6 months, without a doubt, because you can just do it. You know what to do. You just got to pop up these pro leaders, and when you focus on those building blocks, you know, it just happens. We sort of did an experiment. We knew when someone goes pro leader, we seem to be taking the first $500 bonus. When you go executive pro leader, you seem to be taking the $1,500 bonus. And when we know that, and we want to expand our team volume each time, okay, well, I need another pro leader. All right, now I need to help him go executive pro leader. And then we know what sort of volume is going to be coming up that leg. And if you're looking at those bigger bonuses, you just duplicate it into as many teams as you want. But I always recommend you never work in more than 3 teams at the same time, because you know, even if you're the best in the world at multi-level marketing, even they will say, you know, I can see even John's nodding his head to that. We're talking a lot of experience here. Don't work in more than 3 teams until they're at least 50 deep in with leadership. You know, you need to have a proper growth there. So anyway, going to these questions, I'm pretty sure this one's already answered, but this one was from Robert. Can we register people if they don't invest?
It works, but I don't recommend it at this moment. The company has asked us not to. Reason being is they don't want to bring people in and into the middle of it, or actually almost the end of this. They want the positives right from the beginning. So at this point, just keep them chomping at the bit. Keep feeding them some good information, and you know, when the green light goes on, watch your team go straight through the roof.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've got a pro leader goal now, if you've got people in your pro, go into Money Working for You, print off the pro leader paper, and they can show the film, they can prospect, and they just fill in. You can hold the paper in front of a prospect and say, look, this is your position. Do you want it? Or do you want to say yes in 2 weeks' time, and you can come in at the bottom? You know, because you can show people that as you're building those pro leaders. So build it on paper. And like John said earlier, you know, you can register everybody, and the second that green light goes on and we can register, you know, how many pro leaders are going to pop up in a day? You know, boom, 30 done. Whoa, look at the recognition.
Out of this team?
Yeah, and look at the volume that's going to come up those legs as well when it happens. So focus on the goals still. Katis asked a question as well. She's talking about this Dubai trip. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. I need to check myself. But her question was, what are the additional terms to attend the Dubai trip?
Hasn't been released yet, but on the Telegram, on their Telegram news channel, there is a form that anybody can fill out. There are 13 spots available for lottery, and they're asking anybody that wants to go fill them out and win one of those 13 spots. It's a 3-question questionnaire. They want your name, they want your first name, your last name, and your account number. And that enters you into this so that you stand a chance of winning a spot. Now, I don't know whether they're going to pay for that spot if you win, but you know, you'll have the opportunity to go. So by all means, go there and fill it out. I think Jason has the link for it. If not, I'll send it to you after the meeting.
Ah, brilliant. Okay, thanks. And hi, Katis. I see you just
halfway through. I got the link if no somebody would like it. I found it myself.
We were recording this for you just in case you were still working. So
yeah, thank you.
Glad you can make it.
Yeah, I'm glad you could as well.
You know, I said to Jason that this is my future. My work is not.
No, exactly.
Yep, where my heart is too.
Yeah. There was a question from Nelda. She asked, when can we make deposits into the account? But I think that's been answered already, that we can't at the moment.
We can from the cashback.
Yeah.
At this point in time, wait till the green light before putting any new money in.
Yeah.
You know, and this is, let me expand on that a little bit. That's a positive thing, not a negative thing. It shows really, really good in AI marketing's light, because if they weren't legitimate, they would be asking for money left and right, not telling us to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, wait till the green light goes on for all of it. Withdraws, referring new people, and top-ups from outside.
Yeah, there was one more question. There was one more question as well from Robert, but I think you answered it. The PRTN, if someone had made a transaction that didn't arrive, where will that return back to? Will that go back to the PRTN part on the IBM site?
Speculation, but yeah, it makes sense that it would go back to the wallet it came from.
Right. Okay, good.
Right. If it shows up in your cashback wallet, okay.
Okay. All right. We'll see where it goes.
But expect it in your PRTN, but that's just me. That's my opinion. They haven't mentioned that Eugene never mentioned that at all. So I would expect it to go back into the PRTN and cashback back into the cashback wallet, depending on where it came from.
Yeah, and what I have one question, and what dates of these would be? Because I, for example, I had 2 transactions on the 26th, and then I did another one. I think it was the last day of the month. Yeah,
those are probably in the pending from about the 25th, 26th of October. It happened. Maybe it was the 27th. Yeah. But it's affected. If those payments were in queue, then it would have affected them. And right. You know, once the payment module got corrupt, then nothing could happen. You know, it's not like they didn't have the money. The payment module couldn't tell them where to put it.
All right. Okay. And the last question, and I know that you've already had a situation with this because I heard you talk about it last time. Well, this question is from Suzanne, and it's about the KYC form that we have to fill in. What happens if we've got no address? Because some of the people in Suzanne's business, there's no address system in their country. So even if there was a system, they just don't have it. So
sorry about that. It's I am in the very, very same position because I live on my sailboat. As far as the cards are concerned, don't worry about filling out the KYC right now. What they want to have happen is the 500,000 cards that are already spoken for be distributed, and then they'll open up the cards for everybody else to purchase. The only reason that KYC has to be done is because of the card. I have contacted AI marketing. to that extent, because that applies to me. Like I say, my only bill that I have is my mortgage receipt. I pay my mortgage every month. It includes my electricity, so I don't have an electric bill. I don't have any cards. I don't have a bank account, and my phone is prepaid. So that's the only bill that I have. But it has my name on it. It has my information, my address on it, or the slip that I keep the boat at on it. So they should take it, but I might have to go get it notarized first, and that's okay. So that would be the secret of the address. You live at this specific. I can't even say anything but a 357 Oak Street or something like that. But have somebody notarize that you actually live there, and that can go as an affidavit proof of your address. That probably would solve that issue.
Concerning this from, sorry. Shall I talk or
okay.
not?
No, you go first.
Concerning the question from Susan, it's the same with me. We have a lot of people in Gambia. They have no street name. They have some crossing, and you have one traffic light. So there is no possibility to have some. And the electricity, you go like a paid like a phone. Everything is like that. You don't have any addresses at all.
Yeah, a lot of the world is like that. Down here in Honduras, nobody really has it. My address is Calabash Bight, Santos Guardiola, Roatan. I put on the Turtle Grass Marina as well. Mm-hmm. That's my address. And that's everybody in Calabash Bight. Oh, it's Pam and Pete in Calabash Bight. Oh, okay, we know where they are. Mm-hmm. That's what Roatan is like, as well as, like you say, several other places in the world.
A lot of them, yes.
Yeah, I think one thing you might want to do for a notarization is go and have your a passport picture taken, or take one on your phone that meets the criteria. Don't smile, don't show them that you're having fun at all, and so on and so forth, and put your name and address and everything on it as a ID card style, and then have that notarized and send a picture of that on a full page piece of paper, or half a page, however big you want it, and have that notarized, and then please.
You know what? One thing I was just going to say before Cadis, because when I hear your life description, it's like, well, I haven't got this, and I haven't got that, and I haven't got that, and it's completely the opposite of people that don't have freedom. Because if you think about it, if you read any of the Kiyosaki books, and he's talking about the liabilities in people's lives, that the credit card for this, and the credit card for that, and the bank loan for this. Each one of those things owns a piece of your life. And really, when we're on this journey to financial freedom, you probably want to end up like John sort of like. I'm not saying we'll go out and buy a boat, but can you imagine just deleting all your liabilities as you go, and increase your assets so you are completely financially free forever? Because I love your story, John. I've only got my boat. That is total freedom. And you can just unplug the boat, pull the anchor, and you go to the next land, and you just tell the bank where to send the money, or the company where to send them, which bank to send it to. That's freedom.
The beautiful thing is my life is in crypto. I've been living the crypto life exclusively probably for about 4 years now. All I do is for here in Honduras, I go to localbitcoins.com, and who wants to buy some Bitcoin? And they buy some Bitcoin, and they send me the money either through Western Union, MoneyGram, or I pick it up at a bank. Super simple. Super simple.
Nice.
And I see that being the economy coming into play, because the financial system as we see it, and as we've been taught how it works, is in real turmoil. It's in trouble. And I think, I know that part of that is because of cryptocurrency, but cryptocurrency didn't come into existence until the real trouble started to show back in 2008. Satoshi Nakamoto et al. Came up with a solution to all of these banksters. But you know, let me tell you, living without them in a cash economy, it's super simple. I'm really looking forward to having the card for when I'm in my travel mode on the boat, because you know, that's a lot easier to pay with as we go along. And if it's affiliated with AI marketing, that automatically gets cash back into our account. So that's all going to be automated with that card. It's beautiful. We shop at someone that has an affiliation with AI marketing. We don't have to put receipts in anymore. It's all done automatically. And the fees on it aren't expensive either. I think it's $20 a year and 1.5% ATM fee and a 2% exchange fee, or vice versa. Either way, it's, you know, so it's not that expensive to use it, you know, and it gives you a lot more freedom and no more bills. And that's the one thing that AI marketing, another thing that AI marketing does for us, because we can have multiple accounts. You want a new house? Open an account for it. You need your medical bills looked after. You don't want to have to deal with insurance. I don't have medical insurance, not at all. I have an AI marketing account for it. Same with dental, same with the boat repairs, same with anything that needs to happen in your life. Your mortgage payment, get your AI marketing up so that mortgage payment is covered by AI marketing.
Yeah, that's a brilliant tip. That's an awesome tip.
And get that mortgage payment up and covered and continue to build it so that in another year's time, you can say, all right, goodbye mortgage. You know, Bill Britt actually told me a great story about that. One time he bought a house in Florida, excuse me. And it was about 3 days to the end of escrow, and his realtor called him up, said, you know, Bill, have you got your mortgage together yet? And Bill said, mortgage? What do you mean? Do I need a mortgage so I can close on the house? And the realtor said, yeah, you have to have it. Everybody's got to have a mortgage in order to be able to, you know, get their house. And you only got 3 days. And he said, well, you know, you better come and explain this to me, because I'm really not that bright. He was a city engineer for in Carolina, so the guy's got a pretty good brain on his shoulders. But pulling this real estate agent along, he said, you know, tell me about this. Explain. Let's get together this afternoon so I can make this happen if it needs to be happening. And the realtor went through the whole thing. So you put this money down, you pay interest, and we know all the gambit of it. 3 times the price of the house that as you paid for it by the time the mortgage is done. And Bill looked at him and said, you mean I have to pay for the house once and 2 times to the bank if I get one of these mortgage things? And the realtor said, well, yeah, that's the way it works. Bill said, you know, what if I don't get one of those mortgages? And the realtor looked at him and said, well, how are you going to pay for it then? So why don't I just write a check?
Yeah.
You know, that's the place you want to be in life. And the freedom that it offers you and everything like that, you know, money is freedom. Time is freedom. You know, we can have all the money in the world, but no time to be able to use it. And we can have all the time in the world and no money to be able to use that time. But when you have both, an income coming in and the time to enjoy that income, the world is your oyster. And you can do so many good things with that. And the more good things that you do, the more you'll have to do those good things with. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, what a Zoom! What a really, really great meeting. Is there anybody that's on here that wants to fire off anything that they want to say to John before he goes? Because I know he has other meetings to go off to and stuff. If you want to have a chance to say something, Kathy's hand is up.
Are you?
Good.
Whatever.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. This thing with living on a boat, when I was divorced a long time ago, I said to my son, okay, we will stay here, but then we will move to a boat or a mobile car. So I think it's a marvelous thing. And me and my husband now has also been out searching for boats, so to put that apart. for now, but there's a really, really good thing because you just go wherever you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Thanks for that.
your figures that you're showing us is also just, yes, I'm on the right track.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys definitely are. And I'll tell you, I don't know whether I'll probably buy a piece of property somewhere down the road, but not yet.
It's too fixed.
We'll see. You know, I've got my eye on a couple of pieces in the Philippines.
You can have a little harbor.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. There's two there. There's two very nice pieces of real estate there that are right on the water and have fantastic opportunities for conventions, for tourism, and marina right out in front of them. And that, if I bought land, it would be something along that along those lanes. Or when I buy land, it will be something, because, you know, as much as I love it, living on a boat, not necessarily something one can do way later on in life, you know, when I'm 110, maybe 115 years old.
Great. Okay, so anybody else want to say anything before we go? Robert, you again, Eric, Kerry?
Oh, I just want to say thank you so much for having us on this Zoom, John. It's really, really impressive, all of it. Thank you so much.
I'm happy to be here, that's for sure. Thanks for having me on board.
Yeah, thanks, John. Thank you very much for your time tonight. And you're going to see a load of these pro leaders popping up by Christmas
I hope
time.
so.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
It's definitely coming. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks very much, John, for coming tonight. Brilliant. And we'll catch up with you all again very, very soon.
All right.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank
God
you.
bless everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.